All right. I believe we're live. And we're going to do, I don't know if I'm going to change things up, but this is definitely going to be unique today. So I know not very many people are on here. Might share some polarizing things today. I am in that kind of mood. And for those of you new to marketing, what polarizing means is really you share a message that divides an audience. And I'm not looking to, we have plenty of division in the world, especially in the US. But also I've just, you know, I don't always share my strongest opinions. I usually do. But I just have a lot of things on my mind, and I've been getting some particular input lately that I think is really important to share. So bear with me a second. I'm also managing some programs on the side, so I might have a couple delays here or a couple distractions, but hopefully we grab, you know, as you're jumping on, let me know whether you are here live. Let me know whether you're on the recording. And we're going to do some great stuff today. I don't know on the marketing site. So here's the deal. Nikki, awesome to hear from you. And by the way, Nikki, I just want to share these lives suck when you're not here. And I don't mean that as me trying to throw any kind of guilt or anything onto you. I want to tell you, I appreciate how much you contribute and jump out there. And hey, Kim, whoop, whoop. What's up, Kim? Awesome to see you. So, and this isn't just for Nikki, but Nikki, you've been on my mind because you've commented a ton. Exactly. Cause you're a chatter. Like going live sucks when there's no engagement, but also that I definitely take responsibility for when I do get less engagement. That's totally on me because there's not a lot of time where I reach out to the audience and ask a lot of questions. A lot of times I'm just teaching. And so I just want to, you know, remind, I don't know if this is so much. Hold on. I'm still getting some things organized over on the side. Okay, cool. So hang on one other sec. Okay. We're good enough for now. Maybe not. I want to say the exactly. So Nikki, here's what please ask questions, all of you, including Nikki. Please model what you see Nikki doing. And I am an open book. And a lot of the times what you're asking about, it literally shapes the whole thing. I have so much on my mind. I am just going to like pour in. In fact, I'm going to look at the timer. I've been going live for 4 minutes and 25 seconds now. I will see how things are going, but this is not a day where I want to go very long, or at least that's what I always say. But Kim, the topic might be determined on your questions and how things are going. That's the kind of mood I'm in. It's just a like, change the whole damn thing up what I've been doing. Let's just mix shit up and let's go crazy. I don't really mean crazy, but what I mean is I want to serve the hell out of all of you on here. Hey, Kelly, what's up? welcome to the live stream here. And so that's exactly right, Nikki. I really can. I will tell all of you. So I have so much on my mind. I have top values on my mind. I have corruption of gigantic government and religions and the bigger the organization, the more innate corruption. It's because we're human beings. It's just what happens. And the bigger and more powerful structures get, the more corruption tends to happen. This also happens in network marketing companies. It happens with network marketing leaders. It happens with the network marketing teams. So the bigger your team gets, the more you are going to have corruption within. Those things are on my mind. Kim, to directly reply to your question. And hang on, I'm checking. That sucks. It kind of shows me the viewers, but it doesn't show me who the viewers are. So if you don't comment, I don't know who you are. and just so you all know, if you're new to the stream here, let me show you what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at here. So here's a screenshot. This is what you should be seeing, and I can move the image around. So I have comments down here in the bottom right. So if you see me looking right there, if you see where my eyes are at, that's me looking at the comments. I don't see the this. I don't see the same thing you guys see. Guys and gals, guys is a generic term for you human beings. So really what I could just say, I don't see what you see. So why do we say you guys? Or why do we say you people? Or you all, y'all, you all? Please, Kelly, ask questions. I love questions. So what I've been doing for the past 4, 5, 6 days, minus Sunday, what I've been doing is doing a ton of AI, going back and forth, and dialing in my brand. And you're welcome to look at any of those. They're literally sitting on the platform you're on, or at least on Facebook, they will be here for 30 days and then it deletes them, which is kind of dumb to go live on Facebook, except that's where all my engagement has been. And also that's where all of my influence has been built since around 2014 is on Facebook. And it was never planned like that, by the way. I've talked to my team about this at times, but one of the most dangerous things you can do, and by the way, if you want the most incredible book, go grab for just 1 cent shipping. By the way, this is not an affiliate link. It's just a link I know will take you to the offer. Crap. Let me actually go test it on the side before I go post this. Never mind. It's not even going to show you this on Facebook, which pisses me off. Okay, I had it right. It's so awesome. So it's that plus shipping. The problem is that only went to YouTube. That sucks. Let me... I'm just going to directly open Facebook, and I'm posting this right into the comments. So give me 1 moment. Jason is live now. 8 minutes. Awesome. It is right there. So again, that's not an affiliate link. I'm not going to make any money if you buy anything there. And what it is a direct link to probably the most important business book that you will ever purchase from Perry Marshall, who also is a consultant to lots of, Fortune 100, 500 companies, basically the most important top companies in the world. He's a marketing consultant and a business consultant. So let's dive into what Kelly asks. Thanks. I'm convinced of the online opportunities, but I like to be anonymous as well. So I create faceless videos. Got any tips to improve my reach? Because people might take more time to trust. So Kelly, first of all, it's not a might. It's a 100% guaranteed. They will absolutely take longer to trust. People don't. There is no trust unless it's a gigantic brand that's been around forever. But we can take one of the most valuable companies on earth, Tesla. And I want each of you to ask yourselves, how much do you trust Tesla? Now, a lot of you, because you're an entrepreneur, you probably I don't want to go into the woke mind virus stuff, but it's really fresh on my mind because there's a brand new interview so Elon Musk was recently on Joe Rogan. Super recommend everybody watch it. And I don't care if you're left, right, upside down. I don't care if you're trans, if you're anti-trans. I don't care if you believe in that. I don't care if you're religious, non-religious. It doesn't matter who you are. I encourage you to, even though I know those guys have been branded as, oh my God, they're so far on the right, which a lot of you are as well. But I would encourage you to consider maybe they're actually center, and the skew of right and left and all this stuff has been completely out of. So, and Nikki shares, and thank you, Nikki. I love that because I'm not the best at remembering to invite all of you to also engage with questions. Please do. I love what you just did, Nikki. So Nikki shares, Kelly, you'd be better to teach yourself to get confidence on camera. 100% agreed. But one thing I would ask you, Kelly, if you're willing to play. By the way, my coaching is like $1,000 an hour. You're here on a live. You're getting that for free. So feel free, please soak up everything you can get. The first thing I would ask is, why do you want to be anonymous? And I don't mean that, zero judgment also. I mean that in a truly curious way. There are some legit reasons for someone to be anonymous. A lot of it is because you're afraid of what people or your audience might think, but it's all good because there are ways to make money being more anonymous. It's just so much, everything is against you, especially in this day and age we're in. I think it's probably harder than ever because we're in what I'm going to call the trust economy. Nikki shares, it takes longer to do faceless than it does to train yourself. Yes, to go face forward. Yes, I 100% agree. But it really, I will, Kelly, I'm going to talk about staying anonymous and faceless. But I would also say, with this AI world that we're in, and you're seeing so many people just put all of this AI, what's called AI slop out there, that's a big part of what I'm doing. By the way, this could risk being blocked out, but I'm going to play some music in the background. Please tell me if it's too loud. It should be way below my voice. And just be like background, and I can adjust it some. Just let me know. Let me see. Oh, I have that cranked. So it's just starting. It's not loud. Here, let me. Let's see. So. It just should be background. It shouldn't be hyper distracting. Please tell me if I'm off on that. I have so many controls and dials to control that sound versus my voice versus everything else. So Kelly shares, it's kind of my little secret trying to earn some money online. So Kelly, here's where I would, let me just, I want to challenge that thought pattern, but I don't mean in a way where I'm trying to like attack you. That's never what I do. Is that if you're trying to make money online, and if you really do, I think you said, you're convinced of the online opportunities. Which ones? All of them? By the way, you don't have to name them specifically. This is for you to get very clear. If you are convinced that these things work, then why is it a secret? Because if they work and if they can help you, and if you see these things, by the way, I agree with you 100%, or I would never have been doing this for almost 20 years. I don't agree that all of them are good, and a lot of them are going to be gone, before some people realize, and that's why some people will build multiple streams. You can also take that way too far to where you're actually losing trust in your audience. Even if you're making money now, you're actually losing future trust, which is going the wrong direction. I love Nikki shares. I used to talk to my camera every day. And yes, and Nikki, you know I love serving, coaching, teaching, helping. So I don't think it's wrong to go anonymous and faceless. You can definitely do it. There are people that make it work. It takes an enormous amount of effort compared to you learning, I'll just call them skills. It's really more than anything, it's just our mindset. Because a lot of people, when you first, by the way, is the music okay in the background? Type a 1 into the chat. If you can even hear it at all. It should be really low. I can't hear it the same way you do with the way I have my setup. I'd have to put on headphones. I don't want to do that. So I hate wearing headphones. It drives me crazy. So, and what's going to be fascinating is if this gets muted out. If the music is too loud, it's not copyrighted. So this should be okay. Daniel, mein Bruder Daniel. So awesome to see you, brother. God, I was just about to mix in like all kinds of languages into our... Daniel and I have been going back and forth where he speaks like all these languages and I only know Spanglish. And I took I took no formal Spanish, but because I've been around soccer for so long, I speak far more Spanish than English. So Kelly also does do great face content. She's a photographer and loves graphics. Okay, this is so helpful. Thank you, Nikki. This is like when you work with AI, you want to tell it everything you possibly can. And Kelly, please feel free to just share like anything around your background and all that stuff. So I would say you probably have a really good eye with what the skills you've already been building. Okay. Nikki, are you saying the music was like way too loud and you could barely hear me? Let me look at something. Let's try that. That is, I should be about 3 times louder than the music, but it might be feeding in. Thank you, Nikki. I'm assuming you're saying the music was too loud. Can't hear. Let me just turn off the music because that was going to be an experiment. And I've been doing a lot of experiments. Like this is supposed to be going live on TikTok and it probably isn't. But with all that said, here's the deal. Faceless versus non-faceless. Let me do a quick 30,000 foot view. Okay. With faceless, you usually can create content faster unless you learn to utilize AI, which is exactly what I've been showing over these past several days. And these are pieces, by the way, Daniel, I'm going to put some like incredible things together and I'm going to complete the AI experience. And in fact, here's a thought that hit me this morning for all of you. And can you hear me okay? Please type a 2 into the chat. I think someone typed so Kim and Daniel both typed a 1. I think that meant whatever, things were good. But I also don't even know if you're hearing the music at all or whatever. You should be, but that's not that important. Okay, we got some 2s. That is good. Thank you. I've been thinking of what I'm really doing with these besides... Yeah, Nikki, I turned the music off completely. Were you saying you couldn't hear the music at all? Just trying out the comment. Dude, how do you like that, Daniel? I've heard pretty good. Okay. I have the music at half YouTube volume right now. Will you now type a 3 into the chat if the music is not overpowering Jason's voice? It should be pretty subtle. But if I shut up, you should hear something kind of subtle in the background. And it's possible I have other settings incorrect where you can't hear anything. Type a 3 if you can hear anything behind my voice. I need a bit softer. Okay, Nikki, I think that's probably good. So I just don't want the music overpowering, but it's super, it actually, I literally feel more energized just hearing a little bit between when I'm not speaking. And I've realized I have been working a lot way outside of just these Facebook Lives with no music or like movement. Like I have a big music background. I'm not going into it. I have, but it means a lot to me. And also we'll go into more of that stuff later. So, good. It should feel like a version of a dance practice, not like a full-on rave like crazy, but like a little more subtle. So just so you all know, I actually used to, before everything was freaking copyright and they start muting your videos and all that stuff, which I can't do that unless we're on a Zoom. This DJ, it's Linux and it's Arius. I will actually, they have a couple really cool, so actually you guys want to check this out. Let me show you the screen. So there, I have some different artists where, so these dudes, look at this. They're on the top of some giant tower. I forgot where they're at. And it'll zoom in, but it'll just show all these different camera angles like this. Then it zooms in. These two guys are super young, but their stuff they do together, I love it. It's never overwhelming. It's not too hyper energizing. So anyway, I've screwed around DJing, but I've never taken my music career very seriously outside of when I played trumpet in junior high. And I got really good really fast. What is super underdeveloped and what's been calling my soul forever is piano. In this move, so guys and gals, like I changed my entire life 6 months ago. It's almost 6 months to the day. So I moved out of the place I've been 11 years. I've never been anywhere for 11 years in my lifetime. Didn't realize that. I had developed a lot of comfort patterns. I was living in a 5,000 square foot home by myself half the week with just one of my kids the other half of the week. Gary, great to see you. And so it was definitely time for a change. So I moved in what was supposed to be here, a temporary home. It was supposed to be for 2, maybe 3 months max. And it's going to be 6 months here within the next few days somewhere when I've officially been here. So I got rid of my super expensive truck. And now, like, shockingly, I have something I love far better. The only thing I don't love better is not being way up off the road like I used to be. Outside of that, faster, cheaper, a quarter of the price. It drives itself. Freaking crazy. I can't believe Tesla like destroyed the car market. Nobody will, like, I don't think anybody's going to catch them anytime soon. They have so much data with all the cameras and all their cars. They've learned for years and years. So anyway, and I have to share this as well. I forgot you're still on screen share mode. While I have you here, I just want to show all of you this. I know you're probably here for marketing and learning AI, and I just need to share some of the stuff that's on my heart because I'm so sick of going back and forth with AI right now, or at least with that stuff. It's right here. So, crash rates per million miles. The US average is 3.90 crashes for every million miles driven. This is from human drivers. Waymo crashes about 1/3, little less than a third of the time. Tesla's 0.15, which in other words, 26 times more likely get in an accident driving rather than Tesla full self-driving. So be careful about judging the self-driving stuff, because I used to as well. And then I'm very data-driven. I look up studies like this and check these things out, and I'm like, oh my God. And now I have real life experience seeing what it's like in a Tesla, seeing the decisions it makes versus me. I'm a damn good and safe driver. Damn good. I'm far better and safe than the vast majority of this average of 3.9. And I am extremely impressed with what it does and the decisions that they make. It's crazy. It's amazing. So with all that said, also, Tesla counts any crash in which an autopilot was deactivated within 5 seconds before impact. That's actually fascinating, which would still account for human error and them screwing something else. Crashes include incident alert indicated, an airbag or other active restraint deployed. Injury reported and police reported crash rate for Waymo. So basically, the autopilot driving cars killed like far better than the human beings. Just a little side note about technology and Terminator and RoboCop and all these hallucinations from Hollywood that get you buying that get you buying movie tickets and keep you addicted, because that's what we want to see, are these, like, this hero's journey. Basically every top movie in all of human history, including every story, including every book, yes, even that book, the great book, the only book, if you believe in an only book. How is that? That would be like believing in an only religion, or it'd also be believing like you are the best human being on the planet and nobody's better than you in any other way, which is the most crazy false thing ever. There's always people that will have traits that are better in different areas and values. So anyway, with all of that said, I can't leave this on my screen. I actually, I need to focus. So here's the deal. And I know my apologies. I hope, are you still here? Kelly, are you still with me? And I'm sorry, I know I jumped into a couple, holy crap, we've had, oh wow, it jumps my comments way far away. So it is really hard to get back to other comments. And so, okay, awesome, Kelly. Let me just, like I was sharing, I have so much stuff I want to share with all of you and so much on my heart and mind. So, and if Daniel's still here, here's what I was going to say is the AI experience, I actually love the name, everything about it, except for that it was never fully completed. And there's a lot behind that, and I'll share more about that with that whole group. But I've been thinking about this more lately, and I think I'm gonna do the last course you'll ever buy, or at least the last AI course you'll ever need, or that you will ever buy. I might have had a little blip there. My internet's actually been popping in and out, and it said, hold on, to activate chat, please enable channels here. Okay. Hang on, everyone. If you can hear me, will you type a 2 into the chat? This says offline, offline, offline. I don't really trust this. So please type a 2 into the chat if we are still live. Where's my... Let me see. Jason Cardamone was live or is live now? Okay, is live now. That looks good. We have 2. Okay, thank you guys and gals. Thank you. I'm going to become increasingly aware of that. And so I just bought the $10 AI course today. I don't know what... Oh, Nikki, I think I know what you're talking about. So that's actually one of the things in my mind. Hey, Pamela, awesome to hear from you, by the way. Thank you for commenting in the chat. Did you guys see a blip? Did any of you see a blip at all? Type a 3 into the chat if you did. Because this thing was saying chat disconnected. It looked like I may have went offline, but I couldn't really tell. This whole setup, I'm multi-streaming onto YouTube, Facebook. It's supposed to be also TikTok, which is kind of broken, but I don't care about that right now. I'll get that fixed. I don't need to waste your time with that. What I wanted to do today, I had two minds about this. Kim, great to see you. So the two minds were, and Kelly, I'm coming right back to the 30,000 foot view and talking about faceless versus non-faceless. I promise I will answer that in a second. The two thoughts I had today were that I'm so sick of all of the, hey Gabriella, awesome to hear from you. I am so sick of going back and forth with dialing in my brand. I do not like that tedious kind of work, but here's what I will say. I love what AI does for us and how much of the work it's actually taking out of that loop. Because the stuff you've seen me do so far would normally cost an enormous amount of time and of money. And so it's really cool that I can get so much more accomplished so quickly with, pretty little effort. Compared. So I'd usually have to pay a bunch of money. I'd usually have to put a lot more energy and time than what you have seen me do. Now, not today. I haven't even touched AI. But, I love this song. I'm about to start crying is how much. So when you have moments of inspired tears like it's hitting you right in this second, it's probably partially related to I'm doing one of my top values, which is teaching and serving you. And also in there is some, okay, what is it about that kind of hook and that type of what they're doing with the music right now? And it's funny because you know how I was saying I've switched around my whole life the last 6 months? Well, that includes even the way I listen to music. All I do, everything, guys and gals, everything is on YouTube Music now. I do pay the YouTube, what is it, a monthly thing of $15 to $30 range somewhere, isn't it? Maybe that's a Google thing. I can't remember what I pay. I pay Facebook to get the check mark so none of you get scammed. It's the only reason. I'm just spending money so less people, the people who are naive are the ones who are going to get scammed. Probably not a lot of you on this live, but I get messages from people that are like, hey, did you just pitch me a crypto thing? I'm like, dude, I don't ever proactively pitch people. So anyway, I don't remember what it's some YouTube or Google family thing. I don't remember. I also have one for Apple, which I think I need to finally whack. I got rid of Sirius XM altogether, which is all I used to use in my old truck. But now that I can properly connect into YouTube Music, it is superior. And I found all of this music I love. And it's just, I miss a few things about Sirius, but not enough that I can't replicate through other means for free or for cheaper. The whole world of technology and everything else has changed. The cost for all of us to buy anything will continue to go down towards nothing. And so to touch on that AI idea I had, what this all might be leading to for me is to literally share the last AI thing you'll ever buy, ever. And I already know the things that I super appreciate you, Nikki. I'm just gonna say, like, this live that I'm doing, I almost said Facebook, but we're more than that right now. This is the most engagement and the most people for the longest amount of time. So this is, by the way, this is part of what was in my mind this morning. I said I had two minds. One of them was I didn't want to do all this tedious stuff anymore, but also I haven't been getting a lot of engagement with that. And I was like, I might just mix some things up today, and I wasn't sure. I was just going to see how things flowed once I went live. I didn't want to go live at all. I got hardly any sleep. I was up super late playing video games with my boys, which I don't ever do. I was just telling my team last night, I almost always put my health above even my children, and my children are super high in my top values. Well, not last night, because last night was, I didn't even realize, and it was even worse because our time just fell back an hour in the US, and other parts in the world, they'll all go within this next week or from last week. So there's a week period where the world is not synchronized, certain parts of the world. Craziest thing ever to even change clocks. But I would rather have us on the old time permanently, not this time, which is standard. But I want to say that time just like warped last night, and I didn't feel crazy tired. I felt slightly tired. But when I got up this morning and watched that, I slept for 4 hours and 20 minutes, which is hilarious, the 420 thing, because that showed up somewhere on our webinar, our team webinar last night too. I feel so much more energized here 36 minutes into the Facebook Live. So we have 24 minutes. Let's kick some butt. So Kelly, my apologies for jumping around so many times, but okay, it takes a lot longer to build up trust when we're doing faceless stuff. That's a huge downside, and it's the opposite for doing things in person. Especially if you're building network marketing, you are really building relationships with people, or you have to bridge the gap of the trust they have in you or your brand. You have to bridge that to your team. If you don't have a team that are doing trainings, that are pouring in, that are like, that's more important than what a company offers, because there's almost no companies that offer the kind of value that they really should and could. Like I know one thing right now, that these guys go live every day, but it's like hypey, it's not like real coaching. And the person going live is I don't even think they've made 1 million, much less multiple millions or tens. And so, and by the way, that he's probably more qualified to go live and share stuff with people than most, what I see a lot of places. But it's not easy to be able to add consistent value to people over time. Now, if the product or service is that good that people are going to continue to pay for it, until so let me say this while I'm on that topic. If you're just building something for a comp plan, you probably aren't, that whole stream will probably be gone within 2 years. Very, very rare exceptions to what I just said. And I don't want to say that. I don't want to break anybody's dreams or anything like that. But I also don't want any of you building your ladder on a freaking sandcastle that's just going to collapse. I want you going, building your ladder against the strongest foundations you possibly can. And one of those, the biggest one, is your own personal development, your mindset. It is by far, it is more important than all of the it's critically important, even the damn way you use AI. Oh my God. This song, I had a crazy breakthrough on Thursday night with this. I listened to this about 1 or 2 dozen times in a row. Tears just flowing the whole, oh my God, crazy. So, oh my God, he did just switch. Actually, we're off the live. I need to get off of this because this probably is copyrighted. Give me a moment. I'm actually seeing if they have copyright somewhere. Auto generate. Okay, so I'm flipping off of that song. I'm trying to stay on their live music. Live set part 2. Okay, let's go to this one. So I was wondering, that sound did sound, that sounds exactly like it. It should sound different because it's a live set. So with this, that if your mindset is not correct, you are so screwed. In fact, I'm going to give you a little hack of mine. We're just going to look it up live here. And I'm actually going to do this directly in ChatGPT, because part of what I like to show you here is how to properly use AI. Can you give me a breakdown of what Peter Diamandis, his top psychological traits? I believe he has a set of 7 or 10 of them. I have them downloaded somewhere, but I'm also showing off how good AI is. So can you please show those in a concise way, because I'm live right now with my audience, and I just want to go through his mindset of what he believes are the most important traits for people. I think there's 7 or 10 of them, but however many, there's a specific list somewhere. Please get me that. So I encourage you to take note in the way. Wait, what? Can you give me a breakdown of his what? Did I not say the word Peter Diamandis? Where the hell is it? Hold on. Stop. I don't know how that, maybe it didn't understand that. I want to add that in before it just goes to town. I don't know. Maybe my mic wasn't fully connected yet. That was strange. Oh, maybe it's because the music in the background could have thrown it off. So anyway, I think these are, it's Peter's laws, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, we'll see. It'll pull, I know it'll find the right stuff, so I'm not going to try to coax it along. I know what it gives us is going to be some really solid stuff. Come on. Please hurry up. This is definitely among those. So I want to read through this with you. So curiosity, ask better questions, refuse surface level answers. Kelly, I'm still coming back to you. Gratitude. Shift from expectation to appreciation. It boosts optimism and resilience. Abundance. Assume problems are solvable and technology keeps turning scarcity into plenty. Exponential. Think in doublings. Aim for non-linear steps, not 10% tweaks. God, so agree. These things have changed my life even before I knew Peter talking about this stuff. I've known his name forever, but I never really plugged into him until the last 2, 3, 4 years. So anyway, and he's now one of my favorite people ever. Longevity, be the CEO of your health to intercept coming breakthroughs. Moonshot, pursue 10x goals and billion person problems. Jason is not doing that yet. Purpose driven, anchor everything to a massive transformative purpose. That's your fuel. What's the most interesting question that we can ask next? What's the 10x version of this? I've been teaching that for like 20 years. How does this ladder to our MTP? That's fascinating. The ladder concept came up again. So, one of the big things is that you want to keep a curious mind, and you want to question everything. These are like it. You'll see I've been talking, some of this stuff I've been talking about for like 10, 20 years, some of it more recent years. But these are all things that if you go to use AI, for example, if you go to build your brand, if you go to build your company and you're trying to create an income stream and you're missing any of those core pieces, if you're missing half of those, though, I would encourage you, that's probably one of the first things you need to start looking at. So now I'm going to stay focused with Kelly. So we have faceless, and I know, Kelly, let me know if you're here, but even if you're not, you can come back to the recording, and I'll even or Nikki, it seems like you know Kelly probably. if you could just let her know directly, this happened about 45 minutes into the live. So it takes longer to build faceless brand by far. And also, here's a great example. It's hard to do Facebook Lives and be yourself and be authentic with a face, whereas you could make a whole boatload of things through AI in mass quantity that's all faceless stuff. So you can make it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and just hope whatever sticks, cool, that's what was meant to stick. It's kind of like you going out and trying to get 1,000 leads on your list, even if only 10 are going to join you, versus you go out and get 50 to 100 leads and you're going to get 20, 30, 50 of them to join you. But also the people that do join you, they have that whole list I just gave you because you've been targeting people around mindset, or they're all network marketers already. So you don't get is this a pyramid scheme? You don't get people that doubt the industry because they've already been in it and they've already seen way too many people. Guys and gals, do you know how many people that have a fraction of your intelligence, a fraction of your care for other people, that have made far more money than you in network marketing or affiliate marketing simply because they've just stayed more consistent for a longer period of time? And they've made a decision, like I was sharing last night on our team call, they've made a decision somewhere in there, I am doing this right now. I'm not waiting for permission from my sponsor. I'm not waiting for this company. I'm not waiting for anything. I am doing this now. And the reason I'm doing this is because, and what is this because? What's your why? And I don't even like that term. It's so generalized in the industry. What's your why? I don't like talking in general. Just who cares what people think? Just do it. Those things don't help people because they already know that consciously. The problem is the emotional unconscious blocks below those things. That's what is stopping people. So just giving advice like, oh, just who cares what they think? Just do it. That, like the Nike slogan, just do it. Yeah, that's cool for a moment and it might motivate you in the short term, but does it address your emotional trauma below that's actually blocking you from the life that is literally right in front of you? And there are other people like myself that can see it more than you can see it within yourself. Why is a part of that? A piece of it's because of my depths of studying human behavior, but another piece is I've been in this industry for 19 and a half years. I have watched some of the most unintelligent, even people that they don't even like people. I've watched some of them make millions. Now, if you don't have enough traits in the right place, it's never gonna stick. That's what it is, what other people think of it. Yes. So I teach my son, ask questions adult will teach you while you're young. Yes, they will, Nikki, overall. I would also throw in there that all ask questions. I think you're saying to question adults. I would tell them question everything. So there's a bunch of adults that are so, thank God, somehow my children saw through. They all had wisdom beyond their teachers, especially like two of them, they were just years beyond even where their teachers were at and their classmates. They just didn't at all fit into the school system, and it took forever to figure that out. So 7, what would you recommend Kelly to do with these leads? If you have 7 cold leads, what would I recommend you do with that? I would recommend you build trust with them and authority, which means you're teaching them things for free. By the way, they're investing their time and their energy. But before you get money, you have to build trust. You know the know, like, trust, KLT? Know, you got to get people to know, like, and trust you. And I've seen some people argue like, that's not entirely true, that doesn't really work. By the way, I hope that music wasn't getting too loud. I had these little meters with green, yellow, red things, and it looked like it was getting way up there. So anyway, You want to question everything, including the things I'm sharing with you. I am highly confident with what I'm sharing with you, but I still encourage you to take all this stuff in and just ask, first of all, is this true? Is it true for me? And does it freaking work? So a lot of that, you just have to experiment and you create your own philosophy around life on that journey. The way it's always worked really well for me is to listen to people who have the results I want, try the things out they're saying, and if it doesn't work, just decide, well, they were wrong about that. And I will naively believe things and just dive into them. But I am definitely looking, is this working? Do I have evidence it's moving in the direction of working? Or is this just a bunch of bullshit that somebody was selling so they could make some money? That's the vast fucking majority of everything happening out there. And it's not everything. There's so many awesome people. There's so many awesome mentors on the planet. And in fact, people do the best they can with the information they have in that moment. The problem is you have a bunch of unexperienced, ignorant, or naive people, or you have the people with maybe a little trauma, the saying, hurt people hurt people. So people who are already hurt, that's who will come and hurt us. And so you have to keep an eye out for all of that. So cold email leads, and Kelly is faceless. So you can still teach even though it's not coming from Kelly. And again, Kelly, I highly encourage you to really question the hell out of that. In fact, I don't know, Nikki, is Kelly on, I don't know if she's on Team Inspire, but last night we had several people have breakthroughs around this exact thing. That's so funny. It's coming up again today. But super encourage you. The recording's not uploaded if you are in that team, but it'll be uploaded here right shortly when I'm off of this Facebook Live. And so even if it's faceless, you still have to add value. One of the big things, okay, Kelly, awesome. Look for the Monday Mindset from November 3rd. It will be, so once I post it up there, in fact, I'm gonna start downloading it right now. And then it'll be downloaded, then I can upload it, and then Facebook has to process it after I upload. So that whole process, it'll probably be up within 60 minutes to 2 hours from right now. That is not how to communicate with people, by the way. If you say 60 minutes, you should say 60 to 120 minutes or 1 to 2 hours. So, or I could, if I really want you to pay attention, it'll be up there in about 85 to 105 minutes from now. See how specific I'm getting with that? That really dials it in. The reason why I want to give a bigger range, because I'm known for missing things. Like I'm not, okay, obviously I can be detail oriented. I program computers for tons of my life, including 5 years professionally. You have to be crazy detail oriented. I just hate being insanely detailed around those kind of things. So recordings, bear with me. I've done this so many times, I could pretty much do it without too much active focus. Where is my download? Oh, shit. Okay, that's gonna take some more thinking, bear with me. Mindset, post in there. I still have to restart my computer. I'm running a little slow. That is from, okay, it's download. Come on. It's already downloaded. That's insanely fast. Refresh, make sure we're good. Okay, I have the recording. I'll do the rest later. So, because it takes a little more focus. I don't want to distract. And I want to give you tons of value while we're here. So Kelly, the way to add value to your 7 leads you have so far, go share some things and teach them. So first of all, here's something super valuable you have. You have 7 results. You already have results that's above and beyond what most people have. So you're already somehow collecting emails, and you got those emails somehow. However you got those, you can teach that process to those 7 people and be like, this is exactly how I started my career, by the way, all of you. what I started back in the day, I'll give you the very fast version. I believe something on a random website from a complete stranger, which is hard as hell. You're very rarely going to find a freak like me that would do that. Even looking back, I don't think any of that would happen now that I'm more experienced. I don't think it would happen the same way. I found something that started to work. And then to everybody that's joining me, what I did was grab somebody's website. I copied the whole website so I knew the website would work. And then I just changed all of the words on the website to the words that I needed to teach them how to do what I was doing. And it started off as like one page. This is all text, by the way, not even pictures. Didn't even know how to do those, even though I was a programmer. I just got a congratulations from Restream, by the way. Restream's a service that sends this out to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and it says, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream. Oh, that's just today. That's pretty awesome, dude. And then it gives me an option to tweet. Here, let me show you guys this. So the reason I'm calling this to your attention, imagine if you had things set up to congratulate people on your team. Like, Kelly, congratulations, you have 7 leads. This is basically giving a way for me to show, look, I got some results. I wonder how many are Nikki. I bet you at least 60 or 70, which probably starts to fall in line with the 80-20 rule as well. If we looked at all the comments here, it would, the 80-20, that book I sent you, it's about Pareto's principle, which is the 80-20 rule, which also can even be the 90-10 or the 99-1 rule as well. So anyway, it's fascinating stuff to think about. I'm just gonna tweet this without even thinking of it, but I'm not logged into X, so. Oh, that's because it gave me this weird interface. I am logged in my browser, but it's trying to do it some other weird way. Let me copy address. I'm gonna see if I can work around that. In an actual browser, which should pull up, it should try to pull up X here, and it should know. Oh, that's crazy. It did, so it didn't pull up the site I thought it would. I don't really care. It's by the way, I don't need the congrats, but I appreciate you, Nikki, Gabriella. It's no, the congratulations are for all of you. It also, I haven't seen that before. That also tells me this kind of topic and going, which by the way, this is how I've done all of my Facebook lives. Not just sat there grinding away at something. I've just poured into what the audience wants, or something I'm really inspired, excited, passionate, or otherwise something that I have some emotions and some inspiration behind. So what you can do is to go share with those 7 people that you have, Kelly. You can go share with them the process, say, and by the way, if you're sending an email, because these people are on email, right? So you want to come up, the most important part, this is all gold I'm giving all of you. Please write all of this down. That the most important part, I'll actually tell you the first most important part at the end, because that part is going to be tricky with Kelly. You'll know what I mean when I talk about it. So the second most important part of every email that any of us ever sent, think about when you check your email box, what is the first thing that you look for? Subject line. What is the subject line? Hey, have I got a deal for you? That's probably nobody's going to open that email. But if it says something along, and by the way, you want to get this concisely dialed in, I would use AI to help you. Normally, I would go on for the next 12 hours teaching you deep things, which you will get more out of than current AI and ChatGPT, but not for long. So you want to get good with AI, because pretty soon you can be an idiot using ChatGPT and it will even know what you want. And I don't mean an idiot like insulting anybody's intelligence. Let me get off of that share screen. What I mean is, you cannot have any idea what you're doing. So subject line is the second most important thing. So the words in there and you don't want it to go too long or it'll go off of there. A lot of people look at email on their device. So if we were to go into my email box, do this on your own. Open your email program and go look at how much of the subject lines you can actually see on your device. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can see approximately 40-ish, 35 to 40 characters is what I'm guessing. So you only have a few of those to connect in. So you basically, another way to say it, you have about 40 characters that determine whether they're going to open the email or not. Okay, Jason, stop. I don't need to manage that. Even though I can totally focus on you while I'm just archiving messages I don't want to open or read. So subject line's the second most important. The next most important thing is the first line. If they don't get past the first line, they close out or get rid of your whole email. So a growing important part, by the way, is the, I think it's called the preview, which is a sub part of the subject line, but it's not always shown. Like on my mobile device, I don't believe it's shown. It actually is shown. So if you can, if you can, hold on. It'll take a minute for the camera. Let me get my, so do you see, just look at the top one. It says IT Brew, who it came from. Then it says, I think we can all agree. That's the subject line, but below that it says, options for AI learning are probably expanding. That thing that says option for AI learning are expanding, that is the preview or something. I forgot what it's called, but there are platforms that are so old they actually don't include that, which includes the $1 per day. By the way, Kelly, are these people from the $1 per day email thing? Let me know where these people came from, Kelly, these cold leads, and I can help out even more. But all of these principles totally apply. We don't control the preview in the $1 per day program, but a lot of places you do control that. All of you in Team Inspire, you're gonna learn all of this stuff. Like you'll be able to teach it after I give you the whole lesson. So Kelly, I'm ripping through it now. Subject line, first sentence, second sentence, and then they will probably read more of your email if you have them hooked after the first couple sentences. Everything else has to drive into, you have to get them to click. And when they click, you have to take them somewhere that doesn't break the trust and everything you just talked about. It has to be congruent with what you just talked about. So, and here's the number one most important thing. I know you have to go, Kelly. The number one most important thing is, who did the email come from? So if you're trying to stay anonymous and it's not coming from Kelly Stuker, it's coming from $1 per day program, ML blah, 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 blah. Nobody gives a rip about that. In fact, if they were to see MLGS in there, they're already going to know, oh, this is just marketing. Someone just trying to sell me something. Even if you're delivering value, because in their brain, they know that's a place that people have been selling from. And all the emails they see from MLGS, they're all sales emails. So here's a huge hint. Don't write sales emails there. Share videos of yourself. Talk about your transition. Talk about your 7 leads you brought in. Talk about, hey, you probably don't know this, but I have this program. It's only $1 per day, but that's actually how I'm contacting you. I don't use social media. I don't want to build with my face. I would be honest why you, and Kelly, go through the training, the Monday mindset from last night. You will love it. It's so helpful. Most important, who did the email come from? Yes. And this is why we want to brand ourselves. And so Kelly, in the big picture, this is the problem with trying to do things totally anonymous. There are ways to do anonymous. It's just not as easy as a lot of people make it out to be, but there are ways to do it. And I wanted to go into that a lot today as well. And maybe I'll touch on it some, or maybe tomorrow or something. Let me know. if that would be helpful. But I will tell you the biggest shortcut I found is to not be anonymous and not hide, and to be authentic and transparent, which was a huge theme of our training last night. And we had so many people that were having breakthroughs. But part of this, and this is one of the core things last night, was there has to be a decision made that it's like, there was this point in my life where I was like, okay, I've seen enough in this industry and I've seen other people making this work. I definitely know I can make this work. Guys and gals, go out and find people that you know you are smarter, harder working, you have more money, you have more time, you have more care for people. Go find people that you have more than them, but find those people that are getting results, that are making 4, 5, 6 figures a month. You don't have to find too many before you'll be like, okay, I know I can do this. If this fill in the blank person who's not as good at me at X, Y, or Z, or X, Y, and Z and ABC, if they could freaking do this, I can sure as hell do this. What is different between me and them? It's always about they've been doing it longer, they have more consistency, they're working harder, they've put more money in, they might have got lucky. They, by the way, have stuff they're sharing, or a huge chunk. People might be sharing things that are complete bullshit. You can make things that look like proof now. You could easily lie. I could easily say I'm making $100,000 a month right now, and I'm not. And I could easily have ChatGPT do screenshots and prove all that shit. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. But here's what's crazy. Lots of people out there can. They just don't know how to yet use AI to like go that deep with it. I'm turning the music off because it keeps flipping on to that, like this awesome song that I love, but that I know the song's copyrighted, and if YouTube or Facebook pick up too much of that, it's gonna like mute out everything, and then people miss all of this who are on the recording. So, although I do have the recording, and I'm sure I could find somewhere like YouTube that it would actually be able to live on. In fact, just go to, if you find something muted ever, at least for me, just go to YouTube or YouTube versus Facebook. Facebook is probably going to mute way, way more stuff than YouTube, which is they're screwing up by doing that, by the way. It's a mistake. The other big thing, and Nikki, encourage Kelly to come back for this, is that we live in this day and age, and I have to be careful because I don't want to point fingers specifically, but I want to go find examples and share with you, but I don't want to hurt somebody's reputation while I do that. And on my own Facebook feed, I already know the people who I don't trust because they're hiding behind AI. And I don't want to talk about that publicly, if that makes sense, or privately. I don't want to talk about them at all. So I'll talk about it generically, generalized, so I don't hurt anyone, is that I know people who I don't know what their real face or real body really looks like because of what they're doing with AI. And because of that, that makes me also doubt, well, what else are they hiding from me? Obviously, everything flowing out of their mouth and their words, if they won't be real about who they physically really are. Now, maybe physically they're beating themselves up. Maybe they've like put on tons of weight or lost tons of weight, or they're like, maybe they're stage 3, 4 cancer and they're afraid for people to see whatever they really look like. By the way, one of the most successful people I know, they are in the middle of going through chemotherapy, and it's one of the most inspiring things. And they're sharing everything, including like shaving their head and everything. And it's so amazing that, and I have inspired tears for me again, that level of authenticity and transparency that will move people not just 10 times, 20, 50, 100 times faster than blank content. But here's the plan. If you do want to stay faceless, you have, like, you're not talking about posting 5 or 10. You're sure as fuck not talking about posting once a day. If you're faceless, you're posting like 50 to 100 times a day. Because the only advantage of faceless is that you can mass make quantity with AI. And by the way, exactly, Nikki, Charlotte, it's freaking so amazing. Um, but here's what I've been showing with AI, and I know it's boring and dumb. Like nobody wants to see the struggle. You just want to see what the hell do I need to know? Take me through the process. That's more of the kinds of things I'm gonna continue to share with all of you. And I'll still share with you some sessions and dive in here and there, but those aren't fun doing live, and I can see that the audience is falling off when I'm doing those a lot. Like for those of you still left, like if today was better than most of these lives you've seen from me for the past like about a week or so, these ones here on my main timeline, please type a 5 into the chat if you enjoyed this more than most of the, like you got, what it means is it's not enjoyment. We're not here just to have fun. That's a small piece. I aim for edutainment, but the big part is the education part of it. So if you got value from this, please type a 5 into the chat and let me know. So what I will be doing, here's what I don't want. And I wanted to share this way earlier in the live, but I love, like, it was such a great question and so timely. It's perfect. So what I don't want to do is feel trapped and enslaved. And I did start to feel that this morning. I'm like, dude, I'm not even a full weekend and I already don't want to go live. Why don't I want to go live? Because I love going live and sharing stuff. So what I had to do was change things up and go live in a way that fits with my heart and my mission, that inspires me. So that part of it was like selfish. But also I see there's way more people that have stayed on for way longer. Like yesterday, there was like 1 or 2 people for most of all of it. And I don't think we didn't even come close to the numbers from today. And I had a spike that first day or two, but then quickly people dropped off. So you have to ask, like, well, why is that? They might just be busy, but if they don't return within a few days, they don't want to sit there watching Jason grind through minutes and hours of boring, tedious crap. You just want the highlight reel, right? That's, I mean, it's probably a fair guess. And so I love that, Gabriella. 4.9 is totally cool. 4.9, 5.1, any of that. It's really just more of, it's actually not a number from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or anything like that. It's more about, I've already used 1, 2, and 3, so I wanted to make it a wildly different number. Does that make sense? And you guys know why I do the numbers as well? Because it's simple. If I were to say, will you please type out your name and the place you're calling from or that you're engaging in from, that's a whole bunch of typing. When we're on these devices, that can suck. I hate typing. When I'm on a Zoom on my phone, I get so pissed because what I want to do is click the audio to text and just talk out what I want to say, or I want to be on my computer where I can rip. And when I don't have either of those, I get really frustrated because even though I'm fast with the little drawing on the keyboard and like completing the words, like almost like cursive, but you're just connecting the letters. All that stuff is way slower and it's a huge pain in the ass. And it takes extra energy and effort. So I find myself, I don't comment a lot on Zooms from my mobile device. So that's why I keep things super short for all of you. So it's like one thing, enter. It's not some... And it also, Nikki, I love, by the way, that you're engaging longer. And for all of you that take the time to write like a half coherent sentence or even a full sentence or two, that is so helpful. But don't ever feel obligated. Like do what comes for you. So do what's on your heart. Just be yourself. All your life and career is going to work out. So yes, Nikki, it works so well doing those things. And most of the world is interacting through mobile devices now. I had a hell of a transition going from desktop to mobile. As far as what I mean is presenting for people, knowing the growing audiences on mobile. In fact, one of my first systems, the first system I ever created, and then it morphed to this way better system, spent tens of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of hours. All my original training was all within it. And it's what built a team of over 100,000 people as well. But that whole thing, once people started going more mobile, it wasn't working on mobile devices. It wasn't optimized for mobile. And it was on such ancient programming because I kind of hacked it together over years between my own program, but also hiring out programmers, that it was just I was going to have to start from scratch to get something that was going to be more modern. And it was like, well, this doesn't work. It sucks. So I knew I had to basically kill all of it. Holy crap, I have a lot of maintenance to do. And it was going to be really expensive. So I had to eventually I just let the system kind of sit there. Customers died off over time. And then one day I just killed the whole system. And that was hard, by the way, because I ran it for a decade, a dedicated server of hundreds of dollars a month for a decade. So basically, I mean, I paid well over 20 grand just to keep the system running. Although I had over 2,000 clients within that system. They started off, the early people all paid $10 a month. They got grandfathered at that price as long as they didn't cancel. And then the newer people paid $20 a month, and it had a 50% affiliate program. So everyone you referred in, I mean, here's what's crazy. At both 10 and $20 a month, I had people making $5 and $10 per month chunks that were making more than their primary programs, which was so cool to see. It was so amazing. And then I just got to teach people. So anyway, and it was an enormous, but here's the whole point. It died because when things went mobile, and I drug my feet for years trying to realize Jason needs to transition things, and I need to help more people. I need to be focused on these people are on mobile devices. Back then it was, 40, 50% of them are on mobile devices, or 20 or 30%. I fought this way past the 50% mark. And by the time it was like 80+% are on mobile, that's when I finally started giving in more and catering, realizing people are on mobile and realizing the advantages to it too, where there are things I prefer to be on mobile, but it's not a lot. But it's a growing amount. And by the way, did you know typing and skills like that, all those skills are going away. I love sharing the things I share with my kids, which is like, here's where we're going. All you have to do is be able to talk and communicate. And AI will literally, one of the things I was going to do with you all today, I was literally going to just build a video game live to show you how through just your words, what you can do. Or then I was like, well, let me build a marketing app and show them what they can do, like in an hour. And by the way, if you'd like to see something like that, definitely message me or let me know right down below. And I'll either do that here live on these things, or I'll do that within, a community or something, whatever ends up coming out of this. Which is definitely going to be one of the things I was sharing yesterday, is capturing emails and basically building like a blog kind of a thing. So I think, Nikki, thank you for letting me know. And the rest of you too, please let me know if you want to see something like that. Because here's what you'll see. You're going to see that you can do exactly what I do with that kind of a thing. I mean, those are kind of things that are, I'm dead serious. I think probably one of the last courses that people will ever buy is going to be whatever I launch from this, because I like to teach principles and long term. And I know AI is now to the point. In fact, I've already taught some people this from years ago, but a lot of them aren't following through on it. I can teach you enough about AI in a handful of hours that you'll never, ever need to buy a course or anything about anything else ever again. Books, mentors, coaching. I haven't taken on a one-on-one coaching student for at least 2, 3, 4 years. I don't even know. And I don't think group coaching is going to be here for all that longer, although people do love and need accountability, and that's the one biggest thing they're missing out on. That's why I do things that are gamified, which is a huge part of the 12-week reboot and rank up. Maybe that's where this stuff will lead to, even though if you're on Team Inspire and if you're VIP, you're going to get that for free. So exactly, Nikki. Imagine all of the people from Fiverr, imagine all of the people from Fiverr, which I've hired out tons of stuff, including graphics. You can you can even do this for free now. I have so many badass graphics that I created in Midjourney a couple years ago for like whatever their service is, 15 or 20 bucks a month. It is superior. The 20, 40, 60 bucks I paid for those images, I have hundreds of them. They are better than everything I've ever done on Fiverr and all the other platforms, which have cost me thousands and many, many thousands of dollars just in graphics. And that was 2 years ago. It's far better today. So basically, I wouldn't want to be a graphic artist in this day and age. I also wouldn't want to be a programmer. I wouldn't want to be, pretty soon, wouldn't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, software engineer, if I didn't say that yet already. I wouldn't. There's going to be a day soon where I'm going to say, why would you want to be a marketing leader or a network marketer? Because I don't know how many years out, but all of this stuff is going to change in our lifetimes, my friend. A fraction of your lifetime, which, by the way, like a century ago, used to be for every year that people lived, they added like very little to their life. And then in the past like 20 years or so, it's been every year that you live, your life is extended by about 3 months. Why? Because the breakthroughs in technology. And where we're going towards longevity escape velocity is what it's called. But it's when for every year you live, your life is extended at least one more year. When that happens, and as that continues to happen, it's literally happening right now. It's far beyond peptides, all that. Peptides are nothing compared to the bleeding edges. The peptides are like old technology. There's more advanced things, stem cell. There's more advanced things. We're solving the human genome, like all this other stuff. So when all these things get solved, I want you to ask yourself, what does that mean if we were to live for hundreds of years? Right now, it's predicted in the next 10 years or less, our lifespan is probably going to be doubled, which means you're not just going to live to 80, you're going to live to 160 to 200 years old. I'm already going to 100, so I'm going to 200 now. That's just in the next decade. So then what does that mean? It means, and a lot of people say, well, I don't want to be old because then I'll see all my loved ones die. Not when they don't die. You'll be with them. It also gets you thinking, if you marry, or if you already did marry, are you going to be with this person for hundreds of years? Are they serving you? You know, I keep seeing Layla Hermosi talk about, she's convinced by the way, these people are like, what, 100 millionaires, billionaire? I don't even know, but Alex and Layla, they've crushed it. And he just did the biggest one-day, most successful launch ever, $100 million in one day. Biggest launch in all of internet marketing history, broke all. I remember back when the $1 million day from John Reese, that was the start of my career. We're now 100x bigger. And in the next 10 or so years, we will be 100x bigger than that. That means a $10 billion, maybe bigger in a single day. It probably means money doesn't even mean the same as it does to us anymore. But these things are all coming, and it doesn't matter if you have an old belief system that's built around beliefs from centuries ago or millennia ago, when the average age of a person was like in their 30s. And people got eaten by tigers, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. That we are in a totally different world already. And in 10 years, it's hard to even imagine just how different everything's going to be. You will literally have apps generated for you from a simple request to your AI, but your AI is already going to know what you need, and it's probably going to already have built it just because you woke up that morning and it built it, in an hour while you slept. because it knew the things you've been talking about over the last year. And it put all these pieces together and connected the dots in a way you couldn't see. And it wrote this app for you. And you woke up and you're like, oh, there's my money app. Thank you for the $10 million. Sweet. Let's go. What am I going to do with this now? What do you do when money is no longer an issue, when time, when energy? This is the stuff that's fascinating. I love this shit. I love human behavior. I love technology. And I even like marketing a lot. I love it because it's so related around human behavior. There's a lot of really cool things. But here's what I started to say earlier. I don't ever want to feel trapped. I don't want to sit there feeling like I have to hand post something every day or else now I'm not relevant in the algorithm because people aren't paying attention anymore. That sucks. I want to do me. And yes, there's no, I used to get 50, 100, hundreds of people in all my lives. I've been watching Facebook go down in that area for a while, but especially in the last 5 years where I started really speaking the truth. Why? Because I'm not here to appease the damn masses. Not you. You on here, you are not the masses out there. The masses, they want quick fix. They want people to kiss their ass. They want the easy solutions. They want the big red button that says, push this and magic happens. And they want to be fed a bunch of bullshit from con artists. And then they're going to realize it doesn't work. And then they're going to go look for another shiny button from another bullshit con artist. Those are the masses. I don't want to work with those people. When they learn their lessons, now I'm ready to work with you. And that's who you are here. All of this is why I will now get 5, 10, 20-ish dozens instead of many hundreds. I don't care about the numbers. Those hundreds of people on a live versus the dozens, the hundreds aren't going to do shit. You dozens are going to go out and change the world. And that's why you're here. And that's why I do what I do. And I freaking love you. And I have so much gratitude for you. And thank you for being a part of this. We're almost 90 minutes in. We are 87 minutes exactly in. So I'm going to close this thing out. But loved the question, Kelly, Nikki, and all of you. Thank you so much for all your engagement. Karen, so awesome to see you. Gabriella. And by the way, I know I'm going to miss a bunch of, I wish this had a way where I could just see all of the people. Hold on, I'm scrolling. I saw Steven. Yep, there he is. Saw Steven on here. Hold on. I know there's at least Kim, and Pamela. Pamela, you looked newer as far as your name appearing. So I totally appreciate you jumping on here. I hope I was able to serve you. My brother, Daniel, freaking awesome to see you, Daniel. We got to connect, bro. Gary as well. That is 8 to 10-ish people. I think that's everyone from memory, but I'm still going to keep scrolling all the way. I just realized I've just scrolled 100 comments or pretty close to it. I think that's everyone. I hope I gave everybody credit, but also you don't need the credit. What you're really here to do, you might think you need the credit. What you're really here to do is to go live your best life. So I know it can feel good to get appreciation from people. You will be self-sourced when you're internally appreciative of just what's happening throughout your life. And you also don't need the recognition of awesome freaking work, good job on XYZ or those kinds of things. And I think the world could use far, far more of that kind of encouragement, which is why I love it and why I think it's important. But I'm really careful with that because I don't want people to be addicted to that where they're just stuck around with me. That's not why I compliment people ever. But that is why most network marketers do it, and they do it as a tactic. It's crazy. The manipulation. It's manipulation. It's crazy. So best life is the best. Very well said, Nikki. Nikki, love what you're doing. Keep crushing it, my friend. All of you, crush it. Have an incredible day. I'll definitely see you all soon. Reach out if I can do anything to serve you. I needed this today. This was so inspiring. I love that. I'm definitely going to keep doing these lives where the last couple lives I've been doubting them. But what I was really doubting, what I realized was what I was doubting was what I was doing, and that's why it was not really getting good engagement and why we weren't going. And by the way, I'm not doing this just for engagement, but that is an indication of, is this serving you well? I mean, Nikki's like so far past her. She said good night at least 2 or 3, 4 times now. So love you all. Have a great night, great morning, great afternoon. Go crush it, my friend. And remember, as you step into even more of your top values, you will become more of your greater self. And as you become more of your greater self, you will inspire even more people. And as you inspire even more people, you start to create this ripple impact. And as you start to create this ripple impact, you'll begin to realize you're impacting people that would have never taken the time to come onto this, or maybe they'll never listen to a man and you're a woman, or maybe they'll never listen to a dude from the US and you're from somewhere else, or whatever it is. There are people out there that will not listen to me or anybody else, and you're the only person, and you are what's standing between them and their ultimate life. You. And the way you do that is go take your own inspired action so that they realize if you could do it, they can do it too. That ripple impact is such a core fundamental philosophy of why I do everything in my life. I don't want or need all the credit. I love, if you want it, go get it. Please just go out and spread amazing things in the planet. Exactly, Nikki. You're starting to feel, see, experience it, and you're going to experience it even more as you continue to take massive action on those things. So love and gratitude, fam. Crush it.